Yes, hello, fellow traders. This is Ghost Trader, aka Tank from the Matrix, coming at you again with another daily market breakdown for today, which is Tuesday, September the 13th. Yes, this should be a very quick one today. I came at you guys with a video yesterday. I gave yesterday a pretty extensive breakdown on the most updated kind of macro and big picture market analysis. So I won't repeat that again today in the interest of time. You can go ahead and check my video from yesterday if you want more of the big picture market analysis on the indexes, the SPY, and the overall market analysis. I'm just going to kind of jump into the daily action now. As you can see, this is the daily chart on SPY. Obviously, we had a gap down this morning and a red day. For reasons I'm about to get into now, we'll just go ahead and jump into the action right away. As you can see, I'm trying to move fast today, guys. Hopefully some appreciate that. And the SPY action today, as you can see, let's just start it from right here. As you can see, let's just take the cat out of the bag. What happened today was the CPI numbers were released. The consumer price index numbers were released at 5:30 this morning. Here they are here. CPI, month over month, CPI year over year. I guess it beat estimates, keep in mind. I guess I do not care at all about these numbers, but I guess apparently it was 8.3% versus 8.1 expected, blah, 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 blah. It beat estimates, whatever, it doesn't matter. But obviously we're going to see how the market reacted. We're just waiting to see. So, as you can see, the SPY closed up around 410, 411 area, and it started to gap up until those CPI numbers. And keep in mind, at this time, I actually did my pre-market prep. I was watching a bunch of names this is probably a little bit of a rookie mistake on my part. I should have known with the CPI numbers coming out that it would mess up all my setups. But yeah, I was watching things like Amazon, Meta, and Baba, letter U. And I was watching some long setups because, as you know, we've been in a little bit of a long trajectory for the past week or so. But as soon as the CPI numbers came out, we had and look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see that? Did you see that when the CPI numbers came out, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, what happened there? What happened there is the consumer price numbers got released at 5:30 a.m. In the pre-market, and they actually beat estimates. This is actually, and this will be the lesson of the day. This works for earnings, and this works for any economic data that's released. Just because it beat estimates, just because some people on CNBC profess and want to paint a picture that it's positive, it doesn't mean it's actually truly positive. I don't care what nobody says. I only care about price action and market volume. I defer to the market for what to dictate my setups and to dictate my trading philosophy and my trading strategy. Okay, so the market's telling me that although CPI beat estimates, we had a drastic pullback sell-off move in the SPY and pretty much all across the board on every single stock, especially the beta names. All right, now, I don't want to beat this dead horse to the ground. I'm trying to be quick today. But as you can see, CPI numbers came out, and what happened here was when the CPI numbers came out, it pretty much ruined all my long setups. Like I said, it's probably a rookie mistake on my part setting up for the long short. Good thing I didn't spend too much time in the market prep. But yeah, and I'll give you some examples. Let's go through some quick examples. Like look at this. I was watching Amazon to the long side, right? It was going to crack this pivot, right? I'll make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. I was watching Amazon to the long side. It was a pivot around 138 area. 137.80 area, 138 area, right? Or 137.80 area, really. Crack the pivot, right? Not so fast. See that? Not so fast. Same thing is true on Meta. Let's go to Meta. Come on, hurry up. I'm tripping. This is the wrong. Go ahead. Go to Meta. Same thing is true. Not quite as close proximity, but yeah, I was watching it above 172, and it's same thing. And the last example we'll give you is Baba. We'll go to Baba. Same thing. I was watching it, it was kind of testing this pivot level, but then no. And then when the CPI cameras came out, even worse. And then I also PayPal as well. Look at PayPal, same thing. All the beta names tend to move, follow suit with each other. They're following the cues. They're following the indexes. Again, I was watching PayPal over this level, this 101 level. Boop, unfortunately not. So all the long setups that I was watching pretty much all got destroyed as soon as the CPI numbers came out. And then from there, the only thing I could really look was short, because keep in mind, like, we're not going to even look at Tesla. We're not going to sit here and try to go long again into that because now there's too much resistance over it. When it gaps down that far, it gaps down below all this, and to get it back up over that, it gaps down below all this resistance on the hourly chart and even here on the daily chart. And now it's in a bunch of congestion and in a bunch of traffic. there's no real long setups in here. I mean, look, not for what I do. Some people might be reversal traders. They might be looking to catch a falling knife, buy the dip. That's not what I do. I'm more of a trend trader. I trade off pivots. When a stock, just sells off a huge amount, or I'm not looking to just try to buy it and catch a falling knife. That's just not what I do. For others, God bless. That's what you do. Maybe you had some good setups today. Anyways, so long story short, at this time I was kind of only looking for short setups, and as you can see in my notes, the only short setup I saw was really letter U. So I started watching letter U. All right, and we're almost done. Honestly, we're almost done now. This is gonna be a quick video. I was watching letter U to the short, as you can see. I was watching it to both ways. Okay, I had a pivot to the long side, which it never cracked. Don't worry about that. But then to the short side, I started watching it below this pivot of below the about the 38 area, 37.75 area. It did crack once, and again, it's a real easy story, and we're getting into it. It did crack once. It never gave second entry. So this is now the second entry level, right? We needed to break this level again and make a new low. Then as soon as it cracks it, that's an entry trigger. It never did. See, it never did. It tested it, but it never cracked it. So there's no entry here. No entry here. There's no trigger here. And by the time it hit 7:30, I'm like, dude, the volume's dying now. It's too late. It's too late. The day's over now. It's too late. Okay. So no, it finally cracked. No, this is too late. I'm not going to do this at 7:48 now when it's running 18, 20,000 a minute shares traded. I'm good. I'm Jeezy. Thank you very much. God bless. No, thank you very. No, thank you. No, I'm good. So yes, I wanted letter U. That's the only thing I had. It had a decent setup, mind you. Decent setup. If you look, we'll look on the chart real quick. Decent setup. Look, if it did want to crack, I mean, keep in mind it was extremely oversold. It was on SSR. If you don't want to take that into account, I mean, it had went on the chart below the 36, basically. But anyways, it's neither here nor there because I never traded it. The only trade that I did take today, and we'll go over. Look, and that's it. That's pretty much the story on the market and on the beta names. We will go over some earnings names because after the beta names, the main strategy that I started with when I started my trading career, and my strategy that I've actually had the most experience trading is these earnings names. All right, so that's what I resorted to today. When I seen all the beta names were pretty much were the setups were broken because of the CPI data. So what we had ORCL earnings, as you can see. It released earnings after market yesterday. It did a little bit of choppiness, gapped up, and gapped down with the market, but is very strong on earnings. Interesting. Did I trade that? I guess we're gonna see, didn't we? We had this PL. The rest of them are small caps. I don't know what this is. PL. You can see it had earnings. If anyone's interested, CNM. I don't know what this is either. It had earnings. If anyone's interested, Core and Main Inc. These are all the earnings names. If anyone's not too many of them. Obviously, earnings season is over already. It starts up again. When Alcoa Aluminum releases their earnings, I believe in about a month or so. BREZE. I was watching these, but and they didn't have any volume. So no, the rest of these are small caps, as you can see, but these are all the earnings names. However, my main watch was obviously ORCL, the only one that was having any volume. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys a brief lesson on how I trade the earnings strategy. I haven't really talked about this yet in any video. 5-minute opening range strategy. So it's similar to the way I trade the pivots, actually. What I'm looking for it to do is break the level and then retrace, and I'm looking to get in with a tight risk. How it works with the 5-minute opening range strategy is the major level that we work with is the 5-minute opening range. So the 5-minute opening range is denoted by this orange bar here. I'll actually put it on both sides as well. As you can see, these are 1 minute. So each one of these bars is 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minutes. As you can see, the price action that a stock goes in the first 5 minutes of the day, the high and the low, that basically defines the 5-minute opening range. You could do this with a 1 5-minute candle or 5 1-minute candles, whatever you want to do. I do it with 5 1-minute candles. Basically, the price action that a stock displays or that it shows in the first 5 minutes of the day, the high, the low, that's the first 5-minute opening range. Okay, so what the 5-minute ORB strategy says that it dictates is that after you wait till the first 5 minutes passes, right? And then once it establishes that first opening range, at 5-minute opening range, once it breaks that range, either to the long side, as it does here, or in other cases to the short side, whichever side it wants, if and when it does break that range to either side, at that point, the name has a higher than 50%, a more higher than average probability, statistical probability, that it will continue and trend to that side. All right, that is what the overall opening range ORB strategy dictates. Now, is it that easy? Come on, it's obviously not that easy. I've been trading this strategy for almost 2.5 years now, and I've refined it and made very many detailed adjustments and refinements on it to where I know how to trade it now very precisely. No, I'm definitely not. I have a 5-point entry system where there's 5 different points of entry on this. I'm not going to get into the details now, but basically, I'm going to try to make this short as possible. But and I'm going to get into details on I'll probably make a future video just dictating the finer points and strategy around this specific tactical strategy. But basically, I'm watching the 5-minute opening range. When it cracked, this is an entry trigger right here when it cracked, right? However, I'm not going to get in right away because, first of all, there was some 5-minute resistance on the chart. As you can see, there was a 5-minute EMA right here. That's the first reason I didn't get in right away. Right here, the 5-minute 100 and this is the 50. The 5-minute 100 and the 50. I just went from that was the 1-minute chart. This is the 5-minute chart with the EMAs. So yes, it looks like it's a window here, but there's some resistance here. So I was looking for it to test this resistance and maybe pull back. Long story short, just like the macro pivots, you can slam the first entry if you want. You can slam this if you want, and I guess it would have worked pretty well. But most of them that work, most of them will also pull back or retrace and offer a second entry as well. Whether it's long or short. If it was long, it would bounce. If it's short, it would bounce. If it's long, it'll pull back, retrace. That retrace is kind of a fake out. It fakes out the people who are getting in early. It fakes out the people who chase. That retrace will offer you a better or second entry. All right, long story short. So I'm not explaining this too well right now. I'm making a quick video. So this is how I played Oracle today. As you can see, this is how I played it. All right, 5-minute opening range. In this 5-minute opening range, as you see, perfect plan again. I'm trying to tell y'all, 5-minute opening range is here. It cracks 5-minute opening range. I wait till it pulls back. And then once it pulls back, you can get in with a stop below this level. And now the stop is below this 5-minute opening range, okay? Like I said, I waited to pull back. This entry is the best entry of the day right there. You see, if you enter right here, like you can literally you could enter at like 77.50. Your stop could be 77.30, 20-cent stop, and you could have had a $2 win. That's a 10-to-1 risk to reward ratio. You could have risked 20 cents to make $2 in profit. Sound good? I fucking thought so. Now, that's not what I did here, but I was close. As soon as it pulls back, I get long here around 77.60, 77.70. I take my first profit up here around 78.50. So I'm risking about 30 cents here. My first profit is around $1. And then I'm taking more exits up here to $2.50. Anyways, that's pretty much, as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. Basically, what I'm just trying to explain to you is this is not a beta pivot. It's not even a beta name. Oracle has low ATR. It's not a beta name. It's a technology name, obviously. It's a software name based out of the San Francisco Bay Area. Hoot hoot. But it's not a beta name. This is not a beta pivot strategy. It's not even a pivot. All this is the 5-minute opening range. And I'm trading the 5-minute opening range strategy because it's on earnings. I use the 5-minute opening range strategy to trade on earnings. I don't just slam the 5-minute opening range break, though. I have a 5-point entry strategy where I slam different retraces that I've been perfecting for over 18 months. I'll get into the details of that strategy later. As you can see, this is how it works out. That's honestly just pretty much it for today. Yeah, that's my lesson for today is pretty much, like, I don't like when CPI data, when CPI numbers are released, it's just annoying. Honestly, that's my lesson for today. And my lesson for today is, although your primary strategy doesn't pan out for the day, you can supplement that with secondary strategies. And there's always some money. Like there's always something. If the market moves, there's always some opportunities. Yeah, it was a slow. Like overall, was this a slow day? Absolutely. This was as slow as molasses. This wasn't even watching paint dry. This was watching grass grow, type of shit. It was slow. This was absolutely not a premium session. Not even a semi-premium session. Absolutely not. But I still was able to find a little bit of opportunities in Oracle from my earning strategy that I perfected back in 2019, 2018. All right. So there you go. That's just another little lesson, another little quick little game from me, Ghost Trader, aka Tank, from the Matrix. And like I said, I'll tell y'all again, if I tell y'all one, I'll tell y'all 1,000 times, aka my last nickname is Perfect Plan, aka Bang Bang Sniper as well. But anyways, ain't nobody has as many nicknames as me. That's it. I'm signing off. Y'all have best of luck in the markets. Hope y'all have a good Tuesday. Ghost Trader signing off.